Hi, everybody. Welcome. Habit hack number 102. And 102, that's a couple steps away from the top of Nevada Falls going toward Half Dome. Okay, so today's habit hack. I'm pretty excited to bring you habit hack number 102. And the name of it is called Triggers and Time Wasters. So I should call it Time Waster Triggers or Triggers and Time Wasters. I don't know. It's about time wasters and how they all have triggers. So one of the things you can see, I have headphones on, and that is one of my tricks. So for habit hack 102, it's that every single person who has a busy schedule and is working really diligently on their own things, their own personal goals, you are going to have to pay attention to triggers of time wasters. Well, time wasters, period. But once you start noticing that you have the same time wasters, then you'll notice that every time waster has a trigger. And that trigger is individual to you. So, by the way, I'm looking at I actually have notes on this one. So, this works at your job. So this works at your job. This works at your job. This works at home. This is heavily researched data on people that are super busy and they are trying to get a lot done in their same amount of time that everybody else has, but they seem to get a lot more done than everybody else. So we're all caught up in time wasters. So for me, one of my kind of guilty pleasures of a time waster would be just a total frivolous, super good mystery novel or crime novel. I love the Bosch series. I have gone through all of them. I like all of those typical, the Lincoln Lawyer, all that kind of wonderful, trashy, not really trashy, but just not super beneficial, but I love it. And sometimes you need to have that little time waster, and you need to make sure you schedule for it because it can seep into your whole entire life. For other people, it's TV. For other people, social media is a total time waster for a ton of people. A ton of people. Some people, they still get over chatty on the telephone, and they're eating up their personal growth time. And so you can just think of what is your time waster, and for some people it's daydreaming. Some people are daydreamer time wasters. Some people are magazine flippers, looking through the magazines, looking at all the beautiful people and envying everything of their so-called life that the marketing people have given you to dream about, but instead of doing anything about it, we just look at it. So these are all time wasters. Now, I did them more because I remember I did my personal, the quadrants, and I've been talking about that, and I've had a couple people like, can you tell me more about this quadrants? And then I tagged them on the quadrant one, but I did a good one. Like, look at this. Woo! Look at that artwork, Andy. Hello. Okay, so you have 3 quadrants. You have no more and no less. I have no more and no less. We all have 3 quadrants. And the way the quadrants kind of work in human life is you have, and I put the ones that I'm trying to prioritize. So my personal quadrant has to be on top, but most of the time it's not, right? We push it down or we push it completely out of our life. But let's start with the bottom. You should be getting 8 hours of sleep. Now, these little orange sections are because that's a commute. Normally, or just chores, chores before and after work. The next one is your 8 hours of work. 8 hours, yeah, right. This is ideal, right? Ideal. Use your 8 hours of work without the commute. That's the commute. And then you have your personal time, and you only have 8 hours. Now, most people are creeping the ends of their personal time into work, right? Most people. I would say one of my favorite quotes, I have it up in my office right now, it says, poverty is time consuming. Poverty is time consuming. So if you're poor, and a lot of us understand poor, then this 8 hours seeps all the way into here. right? Because you're having to trade your time for money, and your trade is not very much. So you have to actually trade more time for a little bit of money, and just to make ends meet. And then after your chores and your whatever, kids and all that crap, you only have, let's say, if you're lucky, 4 hours. Lucky 4 hours. Most people are spending this blue time 4.7 hours in TV. Most people. The average human. The average American, I should say. So if you are going to be spending half of that, so I say this is half the national average, I'm asking just spend half of that TV watching, time wasting, or whatever your time waster is, and do personal growth, you're going to have to understand who's triggering or what's triggering the time waster. So here are some habit hacks for 102. Number one, let's just talk about TV, because that's the biggest. Well, it's actually not. It is. What am I saying? But I was going to say gamers. Gamers have very similar kind of TV. I'll say time waster. They don't think it's a time waste, but anything that is hindering you from growing in your personal goals is a time waster. So unplug everything. Make it more difficult for the Wi-Fi to turn on, for the apps to get together, to do all that. That's a real habit, a hack. I didn't come up with that one. That one is an old one that I read a long time ago. I was like, that's really good. Just make it a little bit less accessible. And trust me, the TV companies, the electronic companies, they have made it more accessible. I mean, you can just speak to, hey Siri, turn on the TV, and she'll turn it on. She's gonna probably play something right now, but oh, maybe my Wi-Fi's not working. Okay, second one, set an alarm. So you can set an alarm on your TV just to turn off, so you aren't triggered into the next show. With social media, don't allow the alerts to show. That has been a huge time saver for me. You know, you see the little one and you want to say, oh, did Cindy text me? Did somebody tell me something that I need to? I turn them off. So I only look at them at prescribed times, because I do not want to even waste the moment to pick it up and check. And no, I have no time. It's getting into this. And I don't even have that much time, right? And headphones. I wear headphones at work. I definitely have to wear headphones if I'm not in like a public view, because I just need to, it's kind of the trigger to tell people, like, leave me alone, I'm in my own space. And sometimes I don't even have them on. I just will be walking because I want to think, and people will start chit-chatting, and I'm like, time waster. They're a time waster. They're getting into my time. And, I don't know you. I don't want to talk to you. And maybe I do know you, but I still don't want to talk to you. Or maybe it's not scheduled for the time to talk to you because I have a tight schedule. So headphones work. And then also, when you're talking to people that you do want to talk to, let them know, hey, I have 5 minutes, I have 10 minutes, and then honor that time schedule. I have a hard time with that because I don't talk a lot on the phone, or I don't talk to the people that I love and a lot. I'm it's very little. So when I do talk to them, I miss them, and it feels so nice to talk to them. But I am working on like putting a time limit and then honoring that time limit. Okay, I'm at 8 minutes and 40 seconds. Hopefully this is shocking as it is to me, to you. And just paying attention to those quadrants. And when I talk about what quadrant are you in, number one quadrant should be personal quadrant. I'm working on 2 habit hack tests right now. One of them I told you guys about. My brother Chili is hopefully still with me. It's 5 predictions every day, and that has been one of the most eye-opening things that I've done in a long time. And the other one is something I'm working on this week, and I'll share it with you next week. Okay, what am I giving away today? I have a few moments. So for those of you who, my sister and I would wear this kind of stuff, but these earrings, my friend Joyce gave, and they're actually not crystal, they're plastic, because they would drag your ears in, but they're, oh my gosh, I almost don't want to give them, but I haven't worn them in so long, and I really am making sure that I let things go for people that can enjoy them some more, because I have so many nice things that aren't being enjoyed. And I know that there are a ton of people out there that will enjoy them. So those are yours if you start a habit and get into your first quadrant at least 15 minutes every day. Please learn your triggers and put a time limit so that you can get to the important stuff. Talk to you guys later.